Hello and welcome to the Wilkes Journal-Patriot's High School Sports Rundown, presented by Cooks and produced by River Street Productions. I'm Assistant Sports Editor Brandon Moree.
And I'm Sports Editor Zach Colburn.
And the basketball and wrestling teams here in Wilkes County did get a little bit of work in before the snow came and canceled all the action scheduled for the back half of last week. Let's kick things off by taking a look at the inter-county matchup between North Wilkes and East Wilkes from last Tuesday. In the girls' game, the Vikings handed the Cardinals their first conference loss of the season with a 68-50 win in Ronda. The win moved the Vikings into a three-way tie for first place in the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference with both Elkin and the Cardinals. North Wilkes jumped out to a 15-5 lead and never looked back. Victoria Young led all scorers with 20 points, and Allison Livengood and Emily Phillips added 16 and 14, respectively. For the Cardinals, Tess Jolly poured in a team-high 17, and Alexis Purdue added 15. In the boys' game, North Wilkes' Jordan Wallace scored 21 points behind 5 made three-pointers to help the Vikings hold off the Cardinals 56-52. The win keeps the Vikings in a tie for second place in the conference with a league record of 5-2. They trail only Starmount, who beat the Vikings by just 1 point in their meeting 2 weeks ago. Daniel Pruitt and Jake Richardson scored 15 and 10 points in Sportivalls, and for the Cardinals, Joe Logan led the team with 18 points and Bradley Hicks chipped in 12. In Moravian Falls on Tuesday night, the Wilkes Central Eagles hosted the Elks and split that varsity doubleheader with 2 very different games. In the girls' game, the homestanding Eagles lost a 9-point lead in the final 2 minutes of regulation and eventually fell 78-69 in overtime. Turnovers derailed the Eagles late, and the Elks took advantage by going on an 11-2 run in the final minutes to force the extra frame. The win moved the Elks to 6-1 in the league and kept them in a tie for first place. The Eagles are 4-3 and in 4th place, just behind the three-way tie at the top. Elkin's Kylie Thomas had a game-high 29 points, while Camry Gibbs and Kaylee McNeil led the Eagles with 18 and 17, respectively. In the boys' game, Wilkes Central beat the wheels off Elkin with a 65-23 win, marking the Eagles' largest margin of victory since beating West Wilkes by 43 in January of 2009. That's a game I'm familiar with since it was a lovely late birthday present to me from the Eagles in my senior year. Anyway, a balanced offensive attack led the way for the Eagles on Tuesday night as 8 different players scored in the game. Cruz Lowe led the team with 12 points, and Zach Shumay added 11. Zach Welburn and Noah Johnson pitched in 9 and 8, respectively.
In Millers Creek on Tuesday night, the Blackhawks split their varsity doubleheader with the Huskies visiting from Ashe County. In the girls' game, the Huskies dug themselves out of an early 11-point hole and came back to take care of the Blackhawks 39-35. West Wilkes was down by 10 points with just 90 seconds left in the game and put together a furious rally to whittle down the lead, but the effort came up a little bit too late for the home team. Elizabeth Huffman led the Hawks with 10 points, and Samantha Woods had a game-high 16 points for Ashe County. In the boys' game, the Blackhawks avenged a loss from earlier this season in their holiday tournament in West Jefferson by beating the Huskies. West Wilkes cut the Huskies' 7-point halftime lead to just 1 point 5 different times, but only on the last try did the Blackhawks break through. From there, West Wilkes refused to give up the lead and held on for a 67-64 win. After being held scoreless in the two teams' first matchup, West Wilkes' Alex Clear finished with a game-high 31 points, 18 of them coming in the second half. Zach Church added 10. There was also a big-time wrestling match in the county last week as East Wilkes took care of North Wilkes 45-30. 9 of the 10 contested bouts on Tuesday night ended in pinfall, with the Cardinals earning 5 of those. For East Wilkes, Alex Royal, Adam Moore, Luis Aquino, Jonathan Lopez, and Colby Cooper each put their Viking counterpart on the mat. And for the Vikings, Elijah Winters, Gavin Huffman, Ernesto Ortiz, and Lance McManus each earned pins. Thanks to the snow last week, games originally scheduled for Friday have been rescheduled. The contest between East Wilkes and West Wilkes have been moved to Wednesday, and the Mountain Valley Athletic Conference Championship swim meet has been moved as well. East Wilkes and Wilkes Central are scheduled to meet Tuesday on the mat and on the hardwood, while North Wilkes is set to host Allegheny in basketball, while the West Wilkes wrestling team will host Elkin. On Friday, West Wilkes and Wilkes Central will meet for the second time this year, and North Wilkes will host Ashe County. The Mountain Valley Athletic Conference Wrestling Championships will be Saturday at Starmount.
As always, be sure to like us on Instagram and Twitter at WJP_sports. And while you're at it, go ahead and like us on Facebook too. I'd like to take this time to thank our sponsors, Cooks and the Dispensary, for their support so far this year. This has been the Wilkes Journal-Patriots High School Sports Rundown presented by Cooks. Thanks for watching.